Okay, we are finally about to get going with h2o, but before we do, we need to adjust our container slightly. So what I'm going to do is, starting from scratch, I am going to, well, I think I'll firstly deal with the permissions issues that I still seem to be having in this session that I'm running. Hopefully that will do it. Am I running any containers? Let's have a look. Sudo container ls, docker container ls. Yes, I am. So I am gonna stop mlenv and I'm going to remove it. And now I'm going to create it again using this code over here. Now the only difference between this code and the, well, there are two differences between this code and the original code. The first difference is I'm using this -e argument where we have a notebook user ID equals, that's $, open brackets, ID -u, close brackets. That was suggested by one of your colleagues to try and get around the permissions issues. They also suggested something else which I don't have here. Somehow it didn't work for me. I need to look into it further. But in the meantime, I've kept this bit in. This bit is certainly recommended by Neil Sporry, the person that maintains the image we're using. We've also, over here, we've opened up 2 more ports. We've exposed 2 more ports on our container to the outside world, to our virtual machine, and we're going to need those in a little while. Good. We have started our container, and now those extra 2 ports are exposed. What next? Well, we're about to start h2o. Now there is an easy way to start h2o and a really hard way to start h2o. We are going to do things the really hard way. You don't need to do it this way. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I want to show you something called h2o flow, and whilst that is fairly easy if you're not using containers, it's a bit bothersome when we are. Once again, Neil Sporry gave me something which should have worked, but I just could not get it to work and I'm out of time. So we're going to do it the hard way. So we've got Docker. This time we're not using run, we're using execute or exec -it mlenv and then /bin/bash, which will take us into a terminal inside of our container. So here we are actually now inside of our container. Inside of our container, what I want to do is to start an h2o Java virtual machine. The way we need to do that is to run this h2o archive. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to navigate to it. I hope you can see the path. We have to navigate up 2 sets of directories first, and then down to opt, conda, lib, python 3.6, site packages, h2o, backend, bin. I did tell you it was horribly messy. Finally, we're there. We're going to be able to start a h2o machine. But before we do that, maybe what I want to do is to show you what the free memory looks like on this machine. Here's the free memory. Total memory 3.75 gig. If you remember, that's how much we're paying for. Somehow 3 gig is still available. I'm mentioning this because when we start our Java virtual machine, we're going to tell it how much memory it's allowed to use. And even if you do this the easy way certainly also permits you to say how much memory you want it to use. So there we go, Java, followed by that command to tell us how much memory, 1 gig, and then -jar, h2o, jar. I should have mentioned one of the things that this is going to do is jam up your terminal, which is why I very craftily launched another terminal in the background in case you want to kill this process later on. But that is all we need. The question is, did this work at all? Are we going to be able to see this flow thing in our browser? I really hope so. If it's right, I'll have been exposed at port 54321. And yes, you can. That is super cool. Let me tell you, it took me about half a day to work out how to do that, at least half a day. I have to say that Neil Sporry's way of doing it is a trillion times simpler. It's just that for some bizarre reason it didn't work. I'm going to try it again. He's in the middle of updating his image for us, and for himself. I'll try that again. We'll come back to h2o flow in a little while, but firstly let us do a little bit of H2O.